go to your home. Are you too good for your home? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burndown YouTube channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a goal. And the goal is to drive, right? And I figure I'm gonna get that goal regardless, because if I can't drive this thing today, today is a phenomenal day to take the Twinnebago out as well. So, you ain't gonna rain in my parade, Malibu, regardless of what happens. But we are gonna try to get the rear gears sealed up. We got them changed out, if you followed the video. And then I wrestled the pumpkin, and I had some good advice on here. Somebody left a comment, and they said, kind of lay under it, and then you can like bench press the thing and put it up. But the problem I was having is, A, I'm a wimp. So that's the main problem. But B, when I put all this together, I don't think I had a drive shaft or exhaust in there, you know, because you put the rear end in. I definitely know I didn't have exhaust. Maybe the drive shaft was there, maybe I didn't have it in. But those two items are just kind of beating on me. I think maybe just because I was tired or whatever, but I was like on my side. And long story short, I rubbed silicone. I got the silicone off of the third member onto my body, like everywhere, and it didn't seal. So we ordered a fancy gasket, so Amazon said it should be here today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get started taking the rear end and everything apart. I gotta pull the tires and axles and everything out because I know better now. But we'll take it apart, empty the fluid, and then I'm hoping by that point Amazon shows up with the fancy gasket and we can be heroes and cheer at the end of the video, maybe take the thing around the block and break the gears in. And if Amazon disappoints and it's crickets and it's dark, we'll go around the block anyway, because it's I want to say it's 100 today. Yeah, check it out. It's almost 100, I think, at least on my little dude up here. So this is my wall of shame too, by the way. There's a cam bearing. But yeah, so it's almost 100, which is really good weather to test in. I haven't gotten the opportunity to drive the Winnebago in 100-degree weather yet, which I know she's gonna do phenomenal, but I don't know. It's always good to test, and like I said, it'll give me something to do. Anyway, long story short, let me struggle with this. We wait for Amazon, and then hopefully we can put it back together without hurting ourselves or dropping it or anything stupid. So let's go. All right, sorry for the wind. I'm sure the mic's picking it up. We got some pretty good winds today. We got this thing cracked loose, and there is a special irony to a leaking differential third member that won't come off. So I did get it stuck to it, just not stuck in probably the right section. So we'll let it do its thing. We'll wrestle it out of here, and then I'll clean this surface good, and this should be nice and clean, but we'll make sure everything's nice and tidy. And then we will wait for Amazon, and hopefully they don't pass me by and they drop off the good stuff. Here she is, the lube locker. So I saw this dude on Amazon. I was like, oh, we gotta get that thing. It installs dry. It will not split. Full perimeter elastic beading. Metal-based material coated with rubber. Superior torque retention. All of that to say, hopefully your third member doesn't leak. So let's pull this thing out, take a look at it, and then I got everything cleaned up. I was waiting for Amazon, so I got the third member nice, and then I got underneath the housing good to go too. So, and then I think everybody's talking about like copper crush washers, which I don't have. So we'll put this on, and then we'll do a little dab of silicone around the, you know, those dudes. Nuts. Anyway, let's do that. Alright, we open it up. Here she is, the lube locker. So supposedly this thing's reusable, and then it's rubber coated. It's just a really thin piece of, looks like aluminum or something. So anyway, let's put this fancy mamma jamma in there and see how she fits, and then we'll pop the pumpkin in. And then I got some fluid today from Tractor Supply, and then it was recommended the heavier weight, so we got the heavier weight oil from Tractor Supply. And I recommend getting fluids from Tractor Supply, man. It's so much cheaper. But yeah, so anyway, I think it was like $7-8 or something for the quart versus like it's almost 14 or something at O'Reilly. I forget what it was, but yeah, granted One's Traction Supply brand and one was name brand, so there is that. But Lube blocker to the rescue, baby. There she is in all her glory. And I did read on Amazon, people are like, it doesn't fit. So it only goes on one way. So this is the way that it fits. It slid right on. So now, now comes my favorite part, is me trying to get my scrawny butt to lift that thing and put it in its home. So I guess we'll put you guys on a time lapse. So might as well let you watch the fun. Let me see if I can find a spot for the camera where you can kind of see it, but it's not my way. All right, look at me go. So that was pretty good advice. The car's really low, but I was able to shimmy over there, and then I had more strength with my shoulders, because laying on your side and trying to pick that thing up, dude, it is, yeah, I don't know. I guess I need to do more bodybuilding exercises, but Lube blocker's in place. This is in place. I don't need to bore you with putting it back together, so give me some time. Let me see if we can get this thing kind of slammed back together. All right, Lube blocker for the win. This thing, or maybe this one, I think it was this one, for the fail. So I was working under here and I reached like that, and I won't really show you guys. It's not a bad cut, but I know that I'm not a big blood and guts kind of guy, but I got a pretty good, it was a chunk. So I was like, oh, that sucked, but it wasn't bleeding too bad. So I'm like, eh. And then of course, because I'm a slow learner, I was under there and then I moved my head and I freaking smacked my head, same thing. So it quit bleeding. So I guess that's decent, but there's like a little chunk of hair and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably have to wash all this up. So that put a little bit of damper on my my go over here. But what we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna take the die grinder and then cut these flush. I was gonna get little safety nuts, but I think just cutting this flush is fine. I'm gonna do that with all these. And then this thing was new. I just moved this back here. I wasn't really accustomed to working around it. And then I didn't know how bad these were, man. These are sharp. If you have anything like this hanging down where you can kind of get a hold of it, like this one's not bad because you got this in the way, but how these stick out, yeah, do yourself a favor and either take your time and pay attention, and don't hit your arm and rip that and then hit your head. I wasn't too happy with hitting my Kogo. So anyway, Lube blocker's doing good. We got the lube, we got everything in there. I'm gonna cut these guys off, we'll put it on the ground. I gotta torque the wheels, and then that is it. We can go around the block and at least celebrate a little bit, because I need to win this thing. The last mile is the hardest, man. I just, whew, we definitely need some struggle bus stickers or something, because I know that you guys probably feel my pain, figuratively and literally, but we're doing great. So let me put this thing on the ground after I cut those off, and then we're going riding, boys, at least just around the block, because they're brand new gears. I think it's like 5 minutes of driving and shut it off. So literally I'm just gonna do like one lap. We'll kind of listen for it like Hulk Hogan, like one of these, and then we'll come back and wrap this thing, and hopefully I don't bleed out by then, right? See how she fires up. So welcoming. Got that little LED underneath there. It's like the boom's happy to see me. I guess we're gonna find out right now if it is or not, huh? Pressure, everything looks good. Let her warm up a little bit. We'll roll it around the block. We've got the hood on. Oh. Alright, let's roll. You're gonna hear the transmission. turn that thing off. This thing is kind of loud in general. Anyways, yeah, even with the muffler. I'm calling it a win. I think it might make maybe a little bit of a noise, but I mean, I don't know. It sounds acceptable, I would say, from what it was. It was bad. It was louder than the transmission. Like when you would get out on the road, it was like wah 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 wah, like really bad. So I'm glad we changed it. We'll see how this thing goes. We'll see how the braking period works. Like I said, I'm gonna be nice to this thing. I'd actually like to drive around this weekend. We're getting toward the weekend, but we're not there yet. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of time and clean up, wash out my wounds or whatever, make sure my head and all my stuff is decent. Like I said, I was underneath, it's hot, and I was sweating, and I was double checking to make sure I wasn't bleeding. I was like, as long as I'm not bleeding like down my neck, we're good. But yeah, I'm gonna go tend to this stuff. You guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Hopefully we can kind of start having some fun now. I mean, that was almost the last major thing we have. The only other next major thing I have is a converter for the Bago, which I think maybe this weekend we'll tackle that thing. We'll see how we go. But I told Ryan Jans, because he helped my #1 fan out and he was awesome. And then I got the converter back from my #1 fan, Kane, if you saw that episode. Now I have the converter back for the Bago, so it's almost like I told him I'd put it in because he was cool. So we're gonna do that this weekend. Not looking forward to that, but that is our last heavy lifting thing. That is it, other than cosmetic stuff. So these gears were one of like the last thing for the boom, and then the last heavy lifting thing for the Bago is the converter. So you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.